You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of No More Future. So the last place we left off. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys, if you guys haven't, I've got a interview with Sedge up about No More Future and a bit about the creator and I. So if you guys can, go and watch that interview. I think you'll enjoy it. Treat it like a podcast. Listen to it in the background. But yeah, so the last place we left off, Isaac had just boarded the train with Natalie, and, well, I bet they're going to have an interesting time, because with Natalie, you will always have an interesting time if you can get her to stop talking. We love Natalie. Anyway, guys, let's just sit back and enjoy me for the next 20 minutes, and let's jump right in. Alarm changer up, and let's go. Okay. You try to think of a comeback for the Labrador's objection, taking quite a few seconds of silence to do so, and you feel almost relieved when you can't find one. And yes, I found out from the artist himself, these are in fact pens. I was right. I guess I can agree with that. I can't think of a time where it would have felt right for you to bring all this stuff up on your own, all things considered. I know, right? I'm not the kind of person who just starts lecturing their friends about politics or economics out of the blue with no real reason. Especially when I think they're already aware of it all anyway. Though you are beginning to calm down thanks to the canine's explanation, that last careless comment once again has you on edge. Hold on, are you kidding me? How in the world could I have even known all this stuff before? Your sudden outburst is enough to move even the Labrador, though she tries her best to stay calm. I mean, it's not like it's that big of a secret, right? Back at my old college, pretty much everybody... For some reason, Natalie stops herself mid-sentence and starts over as though nothing happened. Anyway, everyone at Pandora's aware of it, even newbies like me. Is it really that strange to assume someone else had already filled you in? Or that you already came in knowing all this? You make as if to shout, but all the strength leaves you right before you can do anything of the sort. You feel like you should be angry, yet all you can feel right now is the unbridled weight of your own inexcusable ignorance. Who am I kidding? I'm an idiot. Oh, okay, that was Isaac saying that. Okay. I really am the only one out of the loop. The only one who thinks Pandora owning the entire planet sounds totally surreal. You turn to face Natalie once more, whose frightened look has turned into an apprehensive one. Am I really the only one who has a problem with this? Who thinks Pandora being everything at once is a big deal? I don't know, Isaac. That's just how the world works, I guess. I can't say it affects me quite the same way it does with you. It's not that different from how people think it works, is it? It's just a little different. That doesn't sound right, you reason. She can't really think so little of this, can she? I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Bradbury seemed to think so too. Hold on, Bradbury showed up too? The Labrador appears rather startled by the sudden mention of that name, and you can't exactly blame her for it. Yeah, after Jasper told me all this stuff, rather abruptly I might add. At first it looked like he was just trying to rile us up, but then he said that Pandora really is the only thing keeping the world together, that nobody can live without it. And how all it takes is for Jasper to go away for the entire company to fall, and take the whole world with it. Even now, you can't help but cringe at everything you had to listen to, at the harsh discussion you bore witness to. You feel your legs twitch underneath your seat as you relive that conversation 1,000 times in your mind. Oh, sorry guys. Examining every word over and over, looking for double meanings, exploring every awful possibility. Was he trying to piss off Jasper? Is that the real reason he joined us? Or was he trying to unsettle me and make me worry about the corporation that's responsible for me even existing right now? Isaac, what are you... And yet, worrying about these things doesn't help you feel any better. Quite the opposite, actually. The more you try to focus on what just happened, the more you find yourself reliving even older memories, trying to find meaning where there seemingly is none. Your first awakening as a synthetic, your first meeting with Jasper and Bradbury, the grisly debate between the Drake, the Siamese, and the owners. Without warning, you begin to shake your head violently, fuming at all the questions you still can't answer, vexed at all the inconsistencies you can't explain. Disappointed in yourself for not realizing that things would escalate to this point, for believing your world would always stay as simple as it used to be. Fuck! Why am I even thinking about this stuff? What the hell is even going on anymore? You're crying's a few decibels away from becoming a full-on shout. You can't bring yourself to care right now. It's like I suddenly got drafted for a war I never asked for, and I don't even know whose side I'm on. What does Jasper want from me? What does Bradbury want from me? Why does Mary keep hiding all this shit from me? Are they trying to pit me against each other? Is that what's happening? Isaac. Natalie tries to reach you in your shock, but only causes you to retreat further and further into yourself. I never asked for any of this. I never wanted any of this. I never asked for this. Sorry, I can't help it. This technology, this body, it was supposed to let me go back to my old life, to continue from where I left off. Instead, all I got is a different life, surrounded by strangers who lie to and insult me everywhere I go, by CEOs and federal agents and journalists who can't wait for me to fall. Isaac! Again, you hear Natalie's voice, but the only sound that truly reaches your ears are your own words, muffled against the clasped hands that are pressing against your muzzle. It's not fair. It's not right. This isn't what I should be losing my mind over. I just want to go back to being me again. You spend some time like this, cradling your head with your robotic claws, as your voice and breathing become fuzzier and fuzzier. It feels miserable to do this in front of Natalie, to know she's watching as you pour your heart out in regret and frustration. And yet, what else can you do? How are you supposed to get out of this situation? How are you meant to escape from those two madmen and all the evils they've unleashed upon... Then do it. Natalie's response is so quiet and curt you almost don't hear it. Huh? I'm not going to pretend to know what exactly happened between you, Jasper, and Bradbury, but if you really don't care about all this nonsense, what's stopping you from tuning it all out? It's just like you said. Whatever's going on between Jasper and Bradbury is not your problem. You don't need to worry about what those jerks are saying or doing behind your back. They're just two idiots playing petty war games with each other. If you don't want them to drag you down to their level, then hold on to something and stand your fucking ground. It's strange, aside from before. When she started shouting at those people, you've never heard her speak so solemnly before, so determinedly. It's uncharacteristic of her for sure. And yet, in spite of how brusque they are, her words somehow reach you better than the empty apologies or kind-hearted suggestions ever could. But hey, they're nothing, Isaac. Nothing but trouble that you never asked for. You weren't born to be their tool or their trophy or their soldier. You were born to be yourself. This isn't your battle, Isaac. This isn't your problem. You turn to face your friend once again, an unsure look on your face. If you could still cry, your face would be bathed in tears. Are you sure about that? Oh, excuse me. Absolutely. You said it best yourself. You joined this project because you wanted to be with your family again. Because you wanted to be yourself again. And you still can do that. You should still do that. You can forget about those two asshats anytime you wish, and go back to doing what you want to, what you should be doing. Does Natalie truly mean what she says? She's not wrong, is she? No, of course she's not. In fact, she's more right than ever. You've given too much credit to those two losers. Two losers who never shut up about how worthless and miserable you are, no less. How could you ever allow yourself to stoop to their level, to let them convince you that the endless vitriol that spews out of their mouth is worth anything to you? You feel almost embarrassed for yourself. You're right. Thanks, Nats. Upon hearing your thankful words, Natalie's lips crack into a smile once again. There we go. It's so nice to see you smiling again. Honestly, I kind of got worried I was speaking out of turn there for a second. No, it's all right. I needed to hear that. It was kind of like talking with Mary for just a moment. You sure she isn't rubbing off on you? The Labrador chuckles at the comment. Well, with us working so close together, I'm bound to learn a thing or two from her over time. Turn the music up a little bit. Okay, there we go. But for real, you don't have to worry about Jasper and Bradbury if you don't want to. Me marrying the rest of the team can take care of them for you. That's nice of you to say, but honestly, I don't think that it's that simple. Jasper said he wants to bring me on more outings in the future, and with the owners sponsoring this idea, I don't think even Mary could stop him. And as for Bradbury, well, I don't think there's anything anyone could do to keep him away. Your much-needed reality check sours the mood of your friend considerably, but she tries her best to stay positive nonetheless. Alright, she can't avoid this issue forever. That's fine. I mean, even I still have to see Mr. Morgan from time to time. But you won't have to do that all the time, and you can keep those interactions to a minimum, and try to get past them as fast as you can. That way you can go back to doing what you really should be doing. That's right. You don't have to participate in their nonsense if you don't want to. At the end of the day, only you can decide how much you want to let their words affect you. You could even put on some loud music inside your head if you want to be sure that they won't bother you. Nonetheless, even with that problem solved, What exactly should I be doing at this point? There's just so much stuff on my mind right now, I'm not sure where to even begin. As much as you'd like for all your problems to lead back to those two jerks, even with them out of the picture, your new life up until now could hardly be called a cakewalk. You're already feeling conflicted and confused well before reaching that restaurant. If anything, Jasper and Bradbury only exacerbated the problem that was already there. Fortunately, Natalie doesn't seem anywhere near as uncertain as you are. Well, the elephant in the room is definitely the matter of your disputed humanity. That's the biggest obstacle to you going back to your old life, isn't it? But we're already taking care of it at the lab, step by step. And you might be tired of hearing this by now, but the best thing you can do to help us out in that regard is just trying to go back to said life. And it sounds like you've got your work cut out for you in that regard, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess I do. I still have a family to track down, old friends to reconnect with, but am I really in the right state of mind to pursue all that, broken and disoriented as I am? You're not broken, you're just tired, and I don't think anyone could blame you for that, after everything you've went through. But you were doing a great job these last few days, at least that I could see. You just gotta shovel that nonsense from earlier to the back of your mind, and go back to kicking ass out there. It's easy for her to say, yet you still have some doubts of your own. I don't know, sometimes I feel like I'm getting it over my head with stuff. With my family, for example, sure, George is still happy to see me, but what about the others? Forgetting about his parents for a moment, what about my other aunt and uncle? What about my mom? Are they also hiding from me? Do they want nothing to do with me anymore? Or should I even go look for them? It seems as though everyone but your cousin has abandoned you already, left you for dead, even knowing you might be alive. Daphne's words from the other day still echo in your mind, her question of whether it was even worth looking for them, when they clearly can't be bothered to do the same. What would your father say if he was still with you? What would he do? Would he have tried to reach out like your cousin did, or would he to... Isaac? Fortunately, Natalie's voice restores you from your waking nightmare, and you hastily attempt to answer her call. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Sorry about that, guys. I'm gonna get some coffee after this. It's alright, you don't need to apologize. After flashing a brief smile in solidarity, Natalie goes back to her more serious tone from earlier. Honestly, I don't think I can answer those questions for you, Isaac. You're the only one who can tackle this matter, one way or the other. You sigh in defeat at the plainness in her voice, so calm yet so painful to listen to. Yeah, I guess I'm just scared is all. I'm scared of their reaction, scared of the rejection, scared of them accepting me, only to realize too late that not even I know who I really am or who I claim to be. I mean, I haven't even told George about that. What's he gonna say once he finds out that the android he cried over could be nothing more than an illusion? And worse yet, what's he gonna do? You desperately try to avoid conjuring any awful answers in your mind, afraid to even consider the possibility. Meanwhile, Natalie emits a quiet sigh of her own, a conflicted but mostly hopeful look on her face. I guess you'll have to find out that when it naturally comes up, or when you're ready to tell him. As much as I believe in your humanity, Isaac, you're right to believe that this isn't something you should be keeping from him. He should learn the risks the same way you did. After some more time spent calming yourself down, you eventually agree to Labrador's points. Yeah, you're right about that. I hope I won't forget, or worse yet, chicken out the last moment. I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll both be fine. I have faith in you, Isaac. That's a pleasant thought, at least, even if fleeting and not nearly enough to compensate for all the dread you feel. Noticing the uncertain look on your face, Natalie tries to divert your attention away from this bittersweet topic. What about your friend Nim? He also seemed pretty happy to reconnect with you. Yeah, he was. We had a great time yesterday at his place. But then again, I forgot to tell him about my predicament, also. Should I go over everything I just said again? Yeah, please don't. After a short laugh together, somewhere between the anxious and the genuinely entertained, you take some time to think about your dragon friend some more. You briefly go over your time together yesterday, so happy and fleeting, and end on a slightly sour note. Fuck, I forgot about that thing he asked me. The Labrador turns to look at you with an inquisitive gaze. That thing? What kind of thing? There's no point in staying quiet about this, you reckon. You were already planning on asking someone about this before. Well, before everything went to shit. Nim's trying his hardest to become a video game streamer in his after-work hours. Even built his whole home around his goals, it seems. In addition to going back to being friends, he asked if I would join him on one of his streams, for fun. Ooh, that does sound like fun! Did you look into it already? I assume there's a lot you gotta make sure of before you can do something like that. I said I would, but in the end, I had lost track of everything on the way to New Relay this morning. Besides, with everything going on, with everything I know now, I don't think it'd be as simple as going up to Mary and asking for permission, would it? If what Jasper said earlier is right, wouldn't that other company, Prometheus or whatever, be in charge of the streaming service he uses? Natalie turns to look the other way, seemingly lost in thought. That's right, Prometheus does own all the popular file-sharing websites and services on the web. I'm pretty sure your friends falls into that category as well. You shake your head, visibly annoyed. Well, that's just great. Who even knows if they'd allow me to appear on camera at this point? I already see the mountain of paperwork I'll have to sift through on the horizon. Hey, let's not lose all hope. I'm sure Mary could still give you a hand. We have the whole legal team at the labs we can consult, and Mary's super friendly with all of them, and not just by necessity, I mean. I'm sure she wouldn't hesitate to call on them if you asked her. In spite of Natalie's brilliant optimism, you can't help but feel unsure about her cheerful suggestion. Are you sure about that? I wouldn't want to be a burden. Hey, you're not a burden. You're just a guy looking after his friend. All you want is to be of help. Same as me or Mary with you, really. That's a nice thought, at least. It seems you have more people than you can count. Seems like you have more people you can count on than you thought, if the beaming Labrador before you is to be believed. Her smile doesn't lose its intensity as she attempts to continue from where she left off. Is there anything else I could do to help you out? Anything at all? You hesitate for a moment, unsure of what to answer. And truth be told, there's still the matter of your friend Daphne and her brother that is still unresolved. From the girl's angsty personality, the boy's strange bouts of amnesia, and all the thieves and shadow people following them wherever they go, you have no shortage of worries when it comes to those two. But where would you even begin explaining all this to Natalie? Everything sounds so insane, you probably wouldn't believe it yourself had you not experienced it personally. Besides, you somehow feel as though this problem is only between you, Daphne, and Apollo, or just between the latter two, according to the human. It'd be wrong to involve anyone else until you're certain of what's actually going down. Not really. I think you already helped me a ton by just being here for me, honestly. I was a little uncertain at first, but I'm really thankful you came here today. Oh, don't mention it. I really didn't do anything. I just said what I felt was right to say, and did what I felt was right to do. I'm sure you would have done the same for me had our roles been reversed. Well, I don't know if I would have been as effective as you've been, but I definitely would have tried my hardest. And that's more than I could ever ask for. You smiled at Labrador's kindness, yet even now you can't say all your doubts have fully dissipated. As much as you try to look forward to the future, your gaze is still locked on the past. Look, I know I'm treading old ground again, but are you sure I can't really go back to my old life with everything going on right now? Is it worth trying to reconnect with my family, with my friends, when I don't even have proof I'm really me to begin with? Natalie needs a moment to answer, but she tries not to lose her smile as she does so. I know how you feel, Isaac, but I don't think anything good's going to come out of feeling like this way. I understand this is a really important topic for you, and I don't blame you for being worried, but at this rate, you're going to lose your mind again. Well, I can't really argue with that, honestly. So what do you suggest? I thought you take some time off for starters. Well, more off than usual, anyway. You gotta get your mind off these things. Read some ebooks, play some video games, explore a bit. When nobody's around, anyway. But for real, try to think a little more positively in the future, alright? You're not broken or a soldier or an abomination of science or whatever else Mr. Morgan or Mr. Bradbury think you are. You're a person, Isaac, with thoughts and feelings that you can't allow them or anyone else to trample over. You're my friend. You deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. Again, you feel a kind of warmth emanating in your chest, even though you know it's not really there. Not quite enough to overpower the dark thoughts in your head, but a pleasant sensation nonetheless. Even though you still have a lot to think about, you try your best not to let it affect you as you reply to your friend. Thank you, Natalie. I don't know what I'd do without you. Oh, you do just fine, I'm sure. I'm just trying to help out where I can is all. Well, I appreciate it. Even if it feels like all you've done so far is be my personal therapist. Hey, that's part of the job too. And honestly, it's not like these are a lot else I could be doing right now. My original assignment was to help you adapt to your synthetic body, but it looks like you're more or less there already. There are a few things we haven't gone over yet, but we'll find the time to do so one of these. Final destination, Bloomberg City. Arrival estimated in 2 minutes. Days. The canine has to do a double take as she hears the train's AI speak over the intercom. Its vibrant yet cold tone reminding the two of you that your time together has come to an end. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping we could hang out a little more than we did. Wait, you're not coming? Unfortunately, no. I still got some stuff to do at home, and I need to go back to New Relay eventually anyway. I just wanted to spend some time with you in person for once in a while, and try to make your day a little brighter. Instead, we ended up talking about what was important. You stop your friend mid-sentence, not wanting to see her self-deprecate the way you did earlier. You helped me out when I needed you most, and I'm really thankful for that. Who cares if we couldn't chat about other stuff? We'll have more time to hang out and have fun in the future, won't we? Yeah, that's right. I'm sure we'll have other opportunities to spend some time together. I still need to bring you to that amusement park downtown. And oh, we never went to that pizza place together either. Yeah, things kind of got in the way of that. But it's fine. We've got all the time in the world to get that sorted out. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right there. Ooh, lordy, I need some coffee. Whew, not feeling the best today. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. If a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!